We are your home theater and AV questions answered. This is AVRant. Want your home theater or AV question answered by Tom and Rob? Send it to question@avrant.com. Welcome to AVRant. I'm Tom Andry, and I'm here with
Rob H.
All right, Richard. So we've recommended banana plugs in the past. We've also recommended several picks for products from the Wirecutter. They recently published their pick for best banana plugs. They went with some monoprice affinity series banana plugs that use screws to hold the speaker wire and traditional spring type banana ends. They didn't include either of our current recommendations in their testing at all. No locking banana plugs of any kind, in fact. And they did include the Sewell deadbolts that Rob recommended in the past, but not the Sewell strike model that Rob has been.
Whatever.
Sewell. It's just a stupid word. It's got too many E's that Rob has recommended lately. So what do we think of their pick and comments about the other banana plugs that they tried? Don't care. I mean, really, what it comes down to is that their pick is fine. And I actually used that. Their second pick I've used, and I flat out hate. Okay, their backup cheap one, it's basically got like a inside. Okay, what it's got is as you screw off the bottom, inside there's like a little wobbling piece of gold plated copper crap that kind of backs off. You stick the wire in and you screw it in from the back side. You tighten it back up. I have had those things, and then the wire is kind of coming up at an angle into the, so it's perpendicular. It's going in perpendicular to the thing. I hate those. Those have loosened up on me, and the wire has fallen out more times than once. I would not recommend those at all. I mean, I know they're very easy to install, and you don't need a tool, but dude, it's a screwdriver. It's not that hard. It's not brain surgery here. That is a terrible. That I do not agree with that one. But their other one was fine. I've got no problems with the other one.
Yeah, a Wirecutter always includes value for money very highly in their pick. That's a big important thing because they're trying to hit the broadest mass appeal that they can. So if there's something that's very inexpensive that gets the job done nicely, that's the one they're going to go for.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I mean, the pick that they chose, the monoprice affinity, I mean, the only reason I'm not a big fan of ones that hold the wire in with screws is that it just takes a little longer to do the installation. Now, if you're most people, you're going to do it once, so that's totally fine. The reason I like the strike ones is because they're super fast to install. There's no screws or anything. You shove the speaker wire in there, you splay it a tiny bit, and then there's actually this big wedge of metal in the other side on the Sewell strike ones. You just clamp it down and you're done. It's as fast as possible. The deadbolts, I didn't agree with their criticism of the deadbolts. I know exactly what happened there because they're like, if you have some really thick speaker wire, with the deadbolts, you unscrew them, you put the speaker wire up through the bottom, you splay it out at the top, and then when you tighten the part down, it bends the splayed out wire around the inner barrel and tightens down. Well, if you put a little bit too much length, it becomes very hard to screw in the top. You have to get just the right amount of length. If you do, it just folds over the top. As you splay it out, just folds over the top of the inner barrel, and it screws down just fine, however thick the speaker wire is.
I feel like this conversation is getting us to the point where we might get an explicit rating on this one. This is a lot of talk of length
and splaying
and stuff. I am
it's
visibly
all
uncomfortable over
it's all
here.
Speaker wire.
I feel like this is a euphemism for something, Rob. I don't know why you had to bring your baggage onto this podcast, but okay, just the right length. Got it. You gotta know how to handle your wire is what you're saying. And if you don't know how to handle your wire just right, someone's gonna get hurt.
Don't want to splay too much of that.
Don't oversplay. It's just wire splaying is what this is. It's like mansplaining, but it's wire splaining.
But I agree with Tom that locking banana plugs offer an entirely different feature that wasn't tested whatsoever in any of these. So I still like our picks. Now, they didn't even test either of our current
Right.
picks, so,
So-
how can they even say?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And that's fine. You know what? There's a lot of them out there, and it's fine. I found the ones I liked that worked. Rob found the ones that worked for him, and these guys found the ones that they liked that worked for them.
Yep.
I'm okay with all of them. I'm not okay with that one.
Yeah,
but
the cheap pick, I also, I wouldn't go. I've used those in the past. Not a fan.
Not a fan of those. But other than that, I'm okay. Wire splaining. Never going to be able to look at speaker wire the same again after this conversation. Rob over there. You just got to put the tip in. All right. Want your question answered? Send it to question@avrant.com. This is AVRant.
Now go out and listen to something.